What a great pleasure it is to welcome the Chief Executive Officer at Mustek Limited, Hein Engelbrecht. Is one of my favorite people in the industry. He's been around for a long time, and there's nothing that Hein doesn't know about this industry. And one of my favorite organizations at Mustek. Firstly, Hein, it's really good to see you. How are you doing?
Yeah, Aki, thanks. All good. Thank you very much. Actually, scared to think it's actually first month is gone. Flip, here we go.
I know.
That's
It's
by the way,
absolutely frightening.
my birthday on Friday, you never phoned me. Oh, yeah, that's a message. Sorry, you did.
I did remember. I wouldn't have
I
forgotten your birthday.
remember now you did send me a message. Thanks, Aki. But I'm all well, thank you.
No, well, listen, I hope you had a good celebration, Hein. Listen, it's been a very interesting time. I mean, you and I have had these discussions since the beginning of COVID back in 2020. It's difficult to believe that it was just 4 years ago, just under 4 years ago. And you guys have had a tremendous last 4 years and growing strong. Tell us about Mustek right now, and what are your goals as we head into 2024? What is on your agenda? What's on your plate for Mustek for 2024, Hein?
Yeah, I think, Aki, I think you're right. I mean, it was like 2-3 years. We had some good times in Mustek, probably a bit longer. First there was COVID and the work from home and the demand for devices and obviously, I mean, if you had inventory you could sell, there wasn't any price pressure or anything like that. So we did well, both ourselves and Electron from a distribution side of the business. And then subsequent to that, last year and then to the latter part of the year before that, obviously with the power crisis we've had, with the load shedding and all that, I mean, yes, you should have seen this parking lot here. I mean, it was just Hiluxes with sheep riding coming to collect batteries and inverters, so that was exceptional. Actually, I think overall it was quite exceptional for the PC industry both, and then obviously for the sustainable energy. But I think things have started normalizing. On the sustainable energy, the demand has dropped off quite a bit. I must be honest. We're still sitting with a bit of stock that we need to get clear, and the market's not easy out there. I think a lot of people were opportunists in bringing in panels and batteries and inverters. So there's a lot of cheap stuff going around which needs to be flushed through the system first. I think then normality will return to normality. On the PC side, still doing all right. Off a higher base, still hanging in there, not as great as the previous years, but we're close. And I think if you compare that to 3-4 years ago, we're still sitting at a lot more than what we used to do. So from a Mustek point of view, and the group specifically, we've decided now over the last year, so we want to have a bit more of a group focus, if I'm calling it that. Look at what the opportunities are and synergies are amongst the group. How can we support one another a bit better? Try and avoid, to the extent possible, any conflict and competitiveness within the group, but rather go and compete as a united force outside against some of the other big boys. So, from a governance point of view, make sure the governance structures are in place, policies, procedures, standard across the group. So your HR policies in Vector is the same as the HR policies in Mustek, and the same as the HR. It just makes it easier to manage if people move within the organization. It's not totally new to them. And then obviously still carrying on and anticipating, what the stakeholders need is, and then try and shape the group so we can meet and then hopefully get the benefits over the long year. So it means looking at all the investments we've got, all the subsidiaries, what fits in going forward. Where do we need to maybe add some, where do we maybe need to cut some. So it's a continuous process, but so we've got our immediate opportunities to be looking at, and working capital is definitely one of them. Like I've indicated to you, we've got some stock that we accumulate, which we need to get rid of. And specifically in the interest rate environment that we're in now. I mean, the interest rates are sitting at that 12%. 24 months ago, it was 7%. So interest is becoming a big expense on our income statement, and it's all just as a result of the working capital. It's either inventory, the receivables, and if we can get that balance right, we can start generating some serious cash and hopefully reduce some of the debts. And then on the human capital point of view, continuously obviously enhancing that, giving people opportunity to upskill themselves and so on. So those are the immediate and medium-term objectives from a Mustek point of view.
I'm always amazed, Hein, how diverse Mustek is as an organization. I mean, you touched on the solar, and every time I come there, I'm always discovering a new brand that you guys have got on board, a new service that you've got available. I mean, whether it's training, whether it's solar, whether it's cloud, whether it's, the diversity that you guys have got at Mustek is quite extraordinary. And the stock holding, I mean, you can really find literally anything at Mustek, which is incredible. And of course, you've also got your brand association with really big players in the market, the likes of Microsoft and the likes of Samsung, for example. Now, the technology landscape in South Africa is constantly evolving, and I think that we're in for an exciting few years ahead. And I'm pretty sure that you guys are very well positioned to come and deal with these trends that are happening around us. AI is obviously a big one, but what are those shifts and trends that you are currently focusing on at Mustek? And I guess that cloud is also part of that strategy going forward. What are you seeing, Hein?
Yeah, I think we're close to the market. We've got a lot of people that follows all the trends continuously. Like what you've indicated, we are aligned to, if not the biggest or the biggest players in the IT space. You've mentioned Microsoft, Intel, Lenovo, Huawei, and we do get a lot of information from them on their roadmaps and where what they're seeing and where they're going and where they're positioning. And I think that's quite key for us is to have those relationships. And from there, you then pick up, the key trends and shifts. And I mentioned a couple that's obviously quite important now. If you look at this from a digital transformation point of view, we as well, we're embracing technologies to streamline our own operations and hopefully enhance the customer experience and improve efficiencies across the supply chain. So that's quite important for us. And I think you mentioned now, different areas now are diversified. I think one thing that we've actually done in the past as well is sometimes we need something and then thinking is, if we need it, there will be other people that need it as well. Like the solar plant. We put up our own solar plant, generate their electricity. So, maybe there's a business here. You talk about the cloud, you talk about the training, all initiatives internally that we felt that, we had a need. And so there's an opportunity here, start investing in it. But, so the other, trends that we're seeing, e-commerce integration, I think we've got to look at and recognize the growing importance of e-commerce platforms and investing in strategies to seamlessly integrate our distribution processes with online marketplaces. And obviously use that knowledge as well and go out to customers so they can, or the ISVs or integrated service providers, for them to roll out to their customers as well. Supply chain automation, I think, is something that we're looking at as well. How can we implement the automation technologies? Such as robotics, probably difficult in the environment, but to a certain extent, Rectron's already done it in their distribution space. It's basically a crane, you tell them, go and fetch me, and it goes and fetches it.
Yes.
And then, it's continuously just looking at our own operation and then packaging it and selling it. I think sustainability initiatives is key. I mean, everybody's looking at some of the products we've seen now, the likes of Lenovo, the likes of Intel, and Huawei as such. A lot of the development they're doing is we're going to give you more, and we're going to consume less power. I think it's key, and I think it's important that we all buy into it. And then cybersecurity. I think cybersecurity is huge, and it's probably just going to get even better. And again, looking at our own environment, what do we need to do to secure ourselves? And then let's get that, and then see how we can package and sell it to our customers. So it's selling what you're actually using yourself as well. So we aim to remain agile and responsive to the evolving technology landscape in worldwide and South Africa, of course. And then we'll position the company and hopefully for sustainable growth, because I think it's one thing that we've seen in our industry, this constant change. If you think that what worked 15 years ago, that's going to work in 5 years from now. So, and we've got to be close to the action and make sure that we're up to speed with what's happening, and then we can position ourselves, to hopefully reap the benefits of that going forward.
Well, if there's one thing that I've seen over the years, and I mean, I've known Mustek for more than 2 decades, is how quickly you guys respond to the market and how agile you are as an organization. It's been most impressive. And I just look at your product line and listening to what you guys are doing in the market and the stock market, and your recent announcements that you've been making. You've made significant investments in new product lines. You touched on cybersecurity a second ago, and we know how cybersecurity is so important. It's the number one business threat globally, and I do think that SMBs in South Africa and on the continent are particularly very vulnerable to cybersecurity risks. But talk to us about the significant investments that you've made in these new product lines, cybersecurity being one of them. I know that cloud you've got a big focus on. How do you see these areas impacting Mustek's growth and the bottom line going in the future? I imagine it's going to, be a significant contributor to your bottom line.
Yeah, I think, what we've seen is this new markets for us and new opportunities for us. As much as we use it ourselves, the opportunities obviously to unsell it. And yes, it can become quite complicated. And there's a lot of knowledge and a lot of things out there. And not to be disrespectful to some of the smaller resellers, but they don't necessarily have that, those skills, expertise, and knowledge. And I think that's where we play and can play quite a role. And so they say, come and talk to us. We've done the research. For our own needs, we've designed a package. With this, or can this possibly work within your organization as well? And yes, we've got a specific division that we've established. It's focusing on what we call solutions, which obviously includes the stuff that you mentioned just now, the cybersecurity in the cloud. And, within the last couple of years, since we started them, we've seen double-digit growth, sure, off a low base. But we're quite excited where this can take us. And now we can take this to our traditional customers, which is pretty much hardware-focused, and take them on a journey with us, train them, enable them to produce and support them. And so they can go and offer that to their customers as well. So we're pretty excited about that. And also the IT training.
Yes.
I mean, the IT training, I think it's one of the questions that you have asked or might ask forward is, quite key as well, because that helps us as well. So that individual or that individual company might have the skills, but listen, you guys, don't just believe what we're saying. Let's give you the proper training. Let's give you the qualification, the certification, so you can go out there as a certified professional giving advice to your customers. So we're pretty excited and confident that we're going to do well out of that services.
Look, I want to talk to you about the training, because it's something I'm very passionate about, and especially when you look at the massive skills gap in the market. But now that we're talking about the future, and you touched on it earlier in terms of business integrations and operations, etc. Businesses are all modernizing today. They're integrating AI into many of their operations. You mentioned robotics. You mentioned just streamlining opportunities. But of course, those opportunities are great, but they come with their own challenges. What do you see in terms of those opportunities and challenges? What do you foresee on this front as a group at Mustek? Because I know you're putting quite a big focus on AI, on automation, on streamlining your business, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to bring costs down. Where do you see the picture here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the buzzword around this is AI, but I think the buzz going forward is going to be, AI at the edge and the data center. AI is not new to our industry, but the enhancements from the vendors, software vendors and hardware vendors like Intel, that's going to speed up the process, speed up the innovation and productivity substantially. We're seeing AI tools for PCs being released daily from digital assistants like, Microsoft Copilot, tools that take minutes in online meetings, text-to-image tools, artificial intelligence, AI music and song creators. The scope's going to be endless, and it's Mustek. And in Mustek's case, resellers and even Mustek needs to figure out where their skills are and how we're going to bring that to the market. ChatGPT, as an example, is based on public knowledge on the internet. A financial services company would not want to use a public AI generating tool like, say, ChatGPT to start using private or public data. It's potentially, they don't want to use the data that's private and generate the feedback. They're not necessarily going to go either share it or get it from the public spaces. So we've got to build our own solutions. And I think the independent service providers or solution providers will help us to go and build unique solutions for unique companies, because every company's needs are going to be different. And I think there's a big opportunity. If you look at our industry, I think if you look at some of the challenges you asked, it's driven by three factors, basically, storage, compute, and bandwidth. I think storage we've pretty much got covered. I mean, it's fairly cheap these days, and there's ample of. Computing power is not a limiting factor anymore, and there's our initiatives that you'll see now going forward from specifically Intel and the likes of the Nova and all that as well. I think at this stage, one of the limiting factors still is bandwidth. 5G, 5.5G, 6G, it's making it faster, But latency is a challenge. If you go a robot or a robotic arm that has a latency of, say, 20 milliseconds, and the cloud has a latency of 50 minutes, you're going to have problems. So, but I know Huawei is, they're pumping huge amounts of money into it to try and address it. They've got some initiatives which I think probably be formally announced fairly soon. I haven't seen the detail yet. I'm just told that they've got some great initiatives to improve that. And I think if the bandwidth issues can get away, then this AI is going to fly. And that's going to be pretty exciting what's going to come out of that in the future.
No, absolutely fascinating. I know you're passionate about this too. And, when you look at the skills shortage, you're in the IT business, you look at businesses, they're struggling to find people. They're struggling to find cybersecurity professionals. And we're not talking about a skills shortage of 5,000 or 10,000 people. We're talking about several thousand, tens of thousands of jobs that are available right now as we speak. And our companies are struggling to fill those skills in organizations. And your IT training company, Mesa Inter-Ed, which has won numerous awards. You guys have been flying there. You guys have shown incredible performance over the last few years. Aside from the awards, the amount of people that you guys are training, bringing into this industry, how important and significant is the role of education and training and services in Mustek's overall strategy? And do you have any numbers on how many people you guys have trained up to now? But I guess that Mustek, Mesa Inter-Ed, is playing a critical role in your strategy going forward, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, again, it started as a need for Mustek internally, where we needed training to be done, in our production line, get the guys to A+ certification, whatever is required in a specific environment. And say, now where do we get it? And then we said, listen, there's an opportunity here. And the people that we started the business with, I mean, we were invested in Talk IT way back when, and then we exited and they were unsold. And so those individuals in the game, well, I'd call it the training game, we've got a fairly good idea for how it works. And we got these individuals that wanted to join us, and we started off. The actual number of students, I don't know, but it's a lot. I mean, they take this one whole wing of ours, but a lot of, obviously training gets done over online as well. Yes, on the skill shortage, I think there was some reports now recently. I can't remember, it's a PG of some department that said, I think 0.3% of government employees, of the over 1 million government employees, is in the IT, divisions within the organization. Not necessarily all of them are skilled to be there. So that, I don't know what the ideal number is, and, organizations, what percentage of your staff complement IT should be. But yes, that's low, and I think that's very low. And then if you look at, I think there was another report over the weekend that said that in government departments total, there's only 64 people that's concerned with security. And that's a huge lift. So yes, the private sector, we're training a lot of, I know there's one group, but I won't necessarily mention those, but I've seen 5,000 or bought 5,000 courses now, Microsoft courses, to get some of their staff trained up and up to speed with the new and latest versions of software. But just in the public sector, I mean, the requirement is huge. And then there is definitely a skills, because you don't necessarily find them. We're training, and it's a variety of, you were talking about the awards, and I think it's something that I could repeat here as well, because we're pretty proud of it. I mean, they won Microsoft Worldwide Training Partner of the Year. I mean, that's worldwide.
Amazing.
Which is phenomenal. I mean, from here, best training partner in the world for Microsoft. And I think that, it's a great job. And I think it's just testament to the people that's running the show and how they're running it, and how they're committed they are, and what can be done. But just overall, I think, never mind the fact that it's a nice business making money for us. I think there's a lot of satisfaction as well, seeing some individuals coming in and then, going off with some sort of a qualification, and just the pride and how suddenly, just how the eyes light up, and they're confident. They're going to go out there now and put something to show, and they're going to find a job, and they're going to do well. And I think that's as satisfaction, as big a satisfaction as the fact that it's a successful business, to be honest.
No, absolutely, and congratulations on that accolade. I mean, it's a phenomenal award.
There will always be a need. I think there will always be a need. So, we'd like to keep it and grow it.
Well, congratulations again, Hein. And finally, as we wrap up, looking ahead into the future, I mean, Mustek's been a player in the industry for a few decades already. You guys have constantly innovated, as we discussed. What kind of innovation or market development is exciting you the most about the future of computing equipment and what you guys are doing in the cloud and with AI? What is it that excites you the most about this kind of technology and Mustek's role in it going forward, Hein?
Yeah. I think if you look at our business, the bulk of our business, yes, we're talking about the cloud, the software, and the services, and the training, but it's still distribution. And I think, a lot of people saying, it's a dying business. No, I think one thing, and I'm pretty sure, no, we're all confident, we still have a business for the foreseeable future. There will always, not always maybe, but there will for a long time still to come be a device at the edge to do certain things. Not by even at the edge. I mean, just across the whole IT stack, there will be a device. So some of the stuff that we've seen now and some of the more interesting developments and announcements, and I wasn't there myself, but at CSS, so some of the stuff that's coming out and Novus has come up with some of this as well. I think the key thing is lightweight and fast. Large language models are getting bigger and bigger from a knowledge point of view, but small enough that you keep copying locally on your PC. So lightweight and fast. We've seen now from Lenovo some of the maybe get more gimmicky, but element nice products as well is your glass-free 3D displays.
Yes.
And then the other one that I think is quite nice is the high glass stainless magnesium. Lenovo's new ThinkBook 13X Generation 4 is the first product made of high glass stainless magnesium material. And I think the successful development and commercialization of the high glass stainless magnesium alloy is a breakthrough in the field of basic material technology in China. It also has far-reaching and significant effects for lightweight consumer electronics, aerospace, transportation, and other equipment manufacturing industry. So that's quite interesting and see how that pans out. And then vehicle computing. I mean, despite the load shedding, I think electric vehicles will be the future. Plug-in hybrid or ordinary hybrid or battery electric. What needs to be top of mind for our SA motor industry, they have to make the move from internal combustion engines. So I think that's quite exciting. And I think the role of Mustek in future of computing equipment innovation and market development is crucial in several aspects. They're distributors. I mean, we serve a bridge between the manufacturer and the end user. They have insight. We have insight into emerging technologies and innovations in computing equipment, and we can play a pivotal role in introducing those new technologies to the market. We have deep knowledge of local markets, I believe, and customer needs, and that again can provide valuable feedback to our vendors and manufacturers regarding the demand for specific features or functionality in computing equipment. The feedback, and it keeps them help them to tailor the innovation to better meet the market needs. It's a simple example. Sometimes a notebook at the coastal side, there's rust and it gets damaged, and so you got to keep all those things in mind. And then from a logistics and supply chain point of view, I mean, we manage the logistics and supply chain processes in delivering computer equipment to the customers, being the our resellers. And I think efficient logistics and supply chain management are crucial for us to ensure timely delivery of product and reducing freight costs, all of that for, not only for us, but obviously for the customers as well. And it increases the value proposition of computing equipment and then driving market adoption. And then, a lot of it, it's part of our job and a part of the vendor's job as well is education and awareness. Play a key role in educating the market about new computing technologies and innovations, training sessions within seminars, workshops, all to raise awareness amongst resellers and end users, and then to facilitate the adoption of new products and solutions. So those are things that we'll be looking in the future. We're pretty excited about.
Well, you guys are certainly leading the way and innovating, and really, it's also you are setting the example for your customers, right, and your partners, because you've got to adopt these technologies. your customers are coming to you and say, we want this, we want that. And your responsibility is to lead the way. And I mean, a lot of the stuff, I was privileged enough to attend the big show in Taiwan with you last year, and looking at those innovations at Computex, and many of those technologies and innovations you guys have adopted at Mustek and making available for your customers. So certainly leading the way from that point of view. Hein Engelbrecht, the Chief Executive Officer at Mustek Limited, thank you so much for sharing your insights. And it's incredible when you look back all those decades and all the time that you've spent in this industry. It's amazing how quick it's innovating and how quick companies have got to stay agile and at the forefront of these technologies. Hein Engelbrecht, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of What's Next.
Thanks, Aki. Much appreciated.